The Harris Biden team is the worst presidential team we have ever seen in the history of America. And I want to say Harris Biden. I say Harris Biden because nobody knows where the hell Joe Biden is. And I want to say there's been people just as bad in their policies. The first time I was able to vote was in 1980. I voted for George Bush. Of course, he lost. And so then I voted for Ronald Reagan. I would have voted for anybody except Jimmy Carter. Policy wise, they are actually the same. Jimmy Carter's policies, his foreign policy was inept. It is, we hate our friends and we kiss the behind of our enemies. That is exactly what Joe Biden does. It's the same policy. Cower to our enemies, hate our friends. Same with economics. Jimmy Carter had a horrific economic approach to everything. So does Joe Biden. Both economic policies, disaster. Their military policies, a disaster. Cut the military, cut the military, cut the military. People might like us if we just play nice. How ignorant. But why Joe Biden is twice as bad is because, during the Carter administration, I never, the FBI's kind of sort of been always a little corrupt. I mean, when it first got created under J. Edgar Hoover, they did a great job. They went against, they got all the bank robbers, John Dillinger, Babyface Nelson, all that kind of thing. And they did a great job. Then in the 60s, they were pretty shady. They were pretty shady. Kennedy used them to spy. Kennedy and Johnson used them to spy on Martin Luther King. I mean, they became a tool of the president for a while. But they still weren't as bad as they are now. Now they actually directly in your face go after political opponents. At least back then, they sort of kind of tried to hide it. In the military, you always had faith in the military. Of course, the military has always been grossly inefficient, of course. So is any government agency. But you always had faith in them. Now, if they're going to start promoting generals based on your sexual orientation or the color of your skin, our military is now going to be a disaster area. And again, let let's not talk about our Department of Justice. You know, as bad of a president Jimmy Carter was, Jimmy Carter didn't investigate anybody, send people out to investigate their political opponents. Never. Joe Biden is a corrupt SOB. And I might not shouldn't say Joe Biden because I'm not 100% sure that Joe Biden even knows really what's going on. I think his advisors say, "Hey, we've done this and we've done this," and he's like, "Okay, that's good." I don't even know if he knows what's going on, but Kamala Harris does. She says nothing about it. She lets them continue that. But let's take all these government agencies that some you had a little faith in, some you didn't really have that much faith in, but they weren't, they're nothing like they are today. You can't trust the legal system anymore. The military is going to be something you can't trust anymore. And the thing that kills me, the overwhelming thing that kills me, is the CDC. I mean, 10 years ago, if the CDC came to my door and said, "Hey, you need to stay in your house for a week because there's something bad going on," I wouldn't have given it a second thought. I'd have said, "Okay, man." I'd have closed my door and I'd have had the news on 24/7 to find out what the hell was going on. But now you can't trust the CDC? Oh my God. It's insane. And let's not talk about our news organizations. Holy cow. Back in the 70s, Walter Cronkite, the most trusted man in America. Now, oh my God, people don't even verify news anymore. It's just incredible. And I don't care who you're talking about. I don't care if you're talking about Fox News or CNN. They don't even verify it anymore. And they hide it. They don't even show you what's going on. Somebody's sitting there talking about peaceful protest when there's a building burning behind him, or not showing the rioting, just not showing it. It doesn't exist. My God, CNN, or I think it was CNN, I'm not sure which one, had a headline: Trump falls on stage. No, he was shot. I mean, it's just incredible. And like I say, it's both news organizations. Nobody believes a thing they see anymore. It is just incredible. I mean, in the 70s during Watergate, was it Bernstein Woodward? I think their names were. My God, the length they took to verify their story was incredible. I think it was over a year, making sure what they were saying was 100% accurate. Now, somebody said, some unknown source said, blah, blah, blah. It's almost always false. Almost always false. Every profession in this country has died. News reporters used to at least try to attempt to verify something. None do. Not Fox News, not CNN, not MSNBC. Nobody does. Nobody does. And when they're wrong, they never admit it. They cover it up. They don't show anything. This nation is going in the toilet. And it's not going in one of those fancy Japanese toilets that play music and everything else. No, it's going into the outhouse. Nobody trusts anything. Nobody has faith in anything anymore. Even our school teachers, look what they did. The unions were way more concerned with making sure the school teachers would have all this time off during COVID. Screw the children. We knew they weren't in any danger. We knew the teachers weren't in any danger. If there was an old teacher, sure, let him stay at home. We have gotten just incredible, and we've gone downhill to almost to the bottom, and we can't do anything about it. I mean, do you remember when the Secret Service guys went over there to Columbia or something, and they were sleeping with prostitutes provided provided by the drug cartels? You know what happened to them? Nothing. When asked before Congress, any of these people fired, they said no. They said, who could fire them? And the head of it said, well, I don't know. The head of the department, I don't know. I said the Secret Service. It might have been the DA. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm the head of the department. I can't fire him. Nobody can fire him. I mean, they'll get a couple of weeks off, suspension with pay. Oh, big deal. No problem. No problem at all. I mean, the country is absolutely in the toilet, and I don't see any way of coming out of it. I think the only thing might happen is somebody rising. There's this guy in Europe called Nigel Farage, and he said about his country, somebody, if this keeps going on, somebody is going to rise to power that's going to make the most right wing politician you can think of look like a metropolitan liberal. Or it'll go the other way on the other side. Either way, we're heading towards a train wreck. Well, that's my rant for the day. It's a new channel. I'll be coming out with something every a couple times a week. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for listening.